Hello, my name is Jacob Pierri. I am the head of the Iseum of the Sacred Lotus, and this video is an introduction to our traditions and practices. In this Iseum, I am sometimes referred to as Rev.Isidorus. Isidorus is the taken name I've chosen when entering the fellowship of the goddess Isis. I am ordained and initiated through the temple in Geyserville in California. Our umbrella unification is called the Fellowship of the Goddess Isis, and our central point is in Ireland. I'm here in America, on the East Coast as a matter of fact, and our mother temple is in California, of which was created by the late Reverend Lorian Vignier, and now is under the high priestessship of De Tracy Rigula. This video is to introduce modern Iseism and a few of our traditions in this Iseum. An Iseum is a living temple dedicated to the goddess Isis. And each Iseum has a different point of view and a different philosophy and a different initiationship and a different way of devotions. In our Iseum, the Iseum of the Sacred Lotus, it's named after the philosophy we practice and meditate on of all being a different lotus in the garden of the mother goddess Isis. Each one of us are a different shape, a different height, a different color, and a different scent. And we all raise up out of the muck, through the water, to reveal a beautiful head of lotus petals opening up, which is each one of our different abilities and different elements that make us unique, gifted to us by the sun and the moon. And it is through the energy of the sun and the moon that the lotus, like ourselves, receives our energy from and our life. The Iseum is affiliated with the Fellowship of the Goddess Isis, and we do follow a few of their curriculum for initiation. Although initiation for priest or priestesshood is not mandatory. That's usually out of calling. We do have a curriculum for those who wish to just be devotees and have had experience with the goddess Isis and wish to pursue a personal relationship with the goddess one-on-one. We're here to tutor that and to help the initiate or the devotee along in developing their personal relationship with the goddess Isis. When becoming a member of the Iseum of the Sacred Lotus, we put a lot of emphasis on specifics, such as developing a personal relationship with the goddess Isis. Also, meditation through different ritual. Study is prominent. It's believed that if we have a stable ground on which to stand, we can look back on our Isaic history and feel confident and be able to explain who we are and what we do better in the 21st century. We see the body as the temple that houses the spirit, or the Ba. It is important to keep our Ba and our body healthy and in balance, or Ma'at. The true core of our practices and philosophy is to obtain and maintain Ma'at, is the balance of nature in all things. Mind and heart, body and spirit. And to begin a personal relationship with the goddess Isis, it begins with Ma'at. In the videos that will precede this, we will cover and explore different rituals and meditations to the devotee. As a group, we come together in service, and we also do community work and charity work. What is modern Iseism? Modern Iseism is a modern 21st century approach to developing a personal relationship with the goddess Isis. We're not a comedic organization. We're not looking to reconstruct the past. We do, however, go back into the past and pull from records in history and art and mythology to provide us with an inspiration on a path to developing a personal relationship with the goddess Isis. The goddess Isis does not end her form or her journey in ancient Egypt. Isis's presence was felt throughout the world at large, from every place, including Egypt, through the Mediterranean, and as far as into the eastern countries, and as far as Spain and England. and beyond. So we can't limit ourselves just to one era, though it is a heavy influence because it is the ground on which the soil Isis was born from. So it means a lot to us, and we do look back to the past a lot. In modern Iseism, we take the practice to make it practical in a busy and daily hectic life. We all have different careers, we all have family, friends, and other things that need tending to. And as Isaics, the most important thing is to take our practice and make it practical by living with it in our day-to-day life, and by indirectly helping those around us through our beliefs and practices without pushing any philosophies on anyone. Isis is in the temple of our heart. We merely bring that spirit with us no matter where we go. In modern Iseism, we've kept everything practical to make it simple. But in simplicity, it's not always as easy as one may think. There's a lot of contemplation and reflection in the meditations and in the rituals we practice. So in a sense, modern Iseism is something that everybody could practice and include in their daily life. There are morning devotionals, midday devotionals, and evening devotionals that are not too complicated. But again, don't mistake simplicity for something incomplete or easy to get through. Because even though the rituals and the meditations are simple, they need to be performed every day, and devotion and dedication is required. Our traditions in our Iseum vary. Our ritualistic tools include the sistrum, the situla, which is a pail, or what looks like a water pitcher, incense, and an oil lamp. All four of these things will be explored and discussed in future videos. And if you're curious to know more, you can visit the Iseum of the Sacred Lotus Facebook page, which holds all the information there as well too. Other things included in the traditions of our Iseum are our headscarves. They're infinity or loop scarves. We needed something in the 21st century to identify us as members of our Iseum, without being too noticeable or standing out of the crowd. When we wear this Isaic headscarf, it's a nod and respect to our ancient Roman predecessors who would wear such a thing when meditating in front of their Lares shrine. In the 21st century, when we put it on our head, it puts us in our sacred space in communion with the goddess Isis. When we're not in our sacred space, it's easily removed and worn as a modern fashion accessory, so we can choose to enter our temple at any time. Other important traditions in our Iseum are diet and maintenance of the body through yoga. We either ask or suggest you add certain things to your diet and remove certain things to make place for these other dietary needs, which are all basically fruits or foods dedicated to the goddess Isis or other spiritual companions in her repertoire. Yoga is important because it is the dance between the physical and the divine. When we practice yoga, it's not just an exercise at the gym. There's a specific yoga routine constructed for this Iseum that we encourage all members to practice, at least once a day. The routine is no longer than 15 minutes, but it's enough to bring ma'at to the mind, the body, the heart, and the ba, or spirit. Holidays can be numerous, as Isaics. We don't prevent anyone from celebrating the modern holidays. We encourage it. All paths lead to Isis. Isis is the goddess of 10,000 names and faces. Therefore, she can't be limited to one era, one time, or one group. Her presence can be felt everywhere. So instead of detaching and pulling away from family and friends during specific holidays, we encourage everyone to join them and bring the spirit of Isis in their heart to that holiday celebration. And there are specific holidays devoted directly to the goddess Isis, which we'll discuss in videos following this one. We'll take a tour of some of the icons of Isis and some of the tools we talked about that we use during ritual and practical application use of them. Images of the goddess Isis are taken with much respect. We believe that a living spark, or the Ka, of the goddess Isis resides within her images. The sistrum is the sacred rattle used to invoke the spirit of the goddess into the temple space. Water is the most sacred sacrament in Iseum. Therefore, the situla holds one of the most important functions as the vessel holding the sacred waters of Isis. It has been said that the very life-giving breath of Isis smells like frankincense. The pure flame of wisdom lights the way and the path for the devotee to follow the path of Isis, so that there is light in darkness and day. Isis, known as she of 10,000 names, comes in many different forms and many different faces. It is very normal for a shrine or altar to carry many different icons or statues of the goddess. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video on the Iseum of the Sacred Lotus. If you have any questions or inquiries, you can contact me at the Iseum of the Sacred Lotus Facebook page or iseumofthesacredlotus@gmail.com. All information will be provided at the end of this video, and I look forward to talking to anybody and taking the time out to discuss further in detail any questions or inquiries you might have. Una coes omnia dea Isis, Amma Iset. Love, thanks, devotion.